Hello students, welcome back to my channel Commerce Talk with Sadhana, and this is part 11 of class 12th macroeconomic series. We are doing chapter 4, that is determination of income and employment, and we covered initial topics of this chapter like aggregate demand and aggregate supply, two sector economy in which we have taken household and government sector. Next topic which we have covered is consumption function, that is APC and MPC, and next one is saving function, that is APS and MPS. We have also covered relationship between consumption function, that is MPC plus MPS is equals to 1 and APC plus APS is also equals to 1. Now today we will proceed with the upcoming sections. Please note students that this chapter is highly important and requires significant time and focus. Consequently, we will continue exploring the remaining topics tomorrow. Hope this chapter will finish in the next video. Let's start our chapter. We have covered relationship between MPC and APS. Now deriving the consumption and saving schedule. You will be given in question, this is autonomous consumption. MPC is 0.8, that is marginal propensity to consume. You have to determine the consumption and saving schedule. So first of all, formula for consumption is total autonomous consumption plus income, or you can say MPC. So this is 20 is your autonomous consumption plus 0.8 is your MPC, and it is directly related with your income. So this is formula for consumption. And saving, we know that saving is equals to income minus consumption. So first of all, you have to determine consumption. After that, when you will subtract consumption from income, you will get your savings. Got it? So first of all, your income varies from 20 to 200, or lies from 0 to 200 crore. So first of all, we will put in equation our income 0, then 50, then 100, then 150. Got it? So in our consumption function, we will put in place of y 0. So when we will put y 0, this whole will become 0 and the consumption is 20. And how we will calculate savings? Income minus consumption, that is 0 minus 20 is equals to minus 20. Same with when you will put 50 in place of y, you will get 60, and 50 minus 60 is equals to minus 10. This is your whole income saving schedule. Got it? That's how you can derive your whole schedule. First of all, you have to calculate consumption, then you will calculate saving. Got it? Now next topic is investment. See students, what is investment? Investment refers to expenditure incurred by firms on capital goods like plant, machinery, buildings that add to productive capacity of economy. I am saying that income is that expenditure which firm does on there to increase capacity of the economy, like plant, machinery or buildings. Got it? We have a term that is autonomous investment, same like autonomous consumption. So in short run, investment is assumed to be independent of the level of income. It doesn't changes as income changes. It is determined by factors like rate of interest and business expectations. So in short run, investment is equals to autonomous investment, and we write autonomous investment with I and bar on it. This is constant. Got it? And aggregate demand is substituting the consumption function into aggregate demand is equals to consumption plus investment. It gives the full expression used to find equilibrium income. We have discussed it yesterday that consumption plus saving and consumption plus investment is same thing in case of equilibrium. Got it? So aggregate demand, we can say aggregate demand is equals to autonomous consumption plus autonomous investment plus induced consumption. This is induced consumption. CY is known as induced consumption. Got it? And investment is a leakage. Offsetting injection means just as saving withdraws money from the income stream, investment inject spending back into it. So investment is a injection and saving is leakage. Got it? We have also a term that is known as investment multiplier. Investment multiplier, we have this topic in next few slides, then we will cover this topic here. And to discuss about its main basic definition, that is investment multiplier is that economic concept which tells you about that how increase in investment result in increase, how many times result in increase of their output. Got it? Now next topic is equilibrium income. We have two approaches. One is ADAS approach. Got it? And second is saving is equals to investment approach. This we will do in next slide. So let's discuss about AD and AS approach. In an economy is in equilibrium when aggregate demand is equals to aggregate supply, or we can say that when our planned leakage equals to planned injections, that is known as equilibrium approach. Got it? So in equilibrium approach, consumption plus income is equals to Y. So equilibrium income is that level of income at which the value of goods and services demanded exactly equals to the value of produced. That is AD is equals to AS. It is shown by point E, where the AD line cuts this at 45-degree line. Got it? So this is your aggregate demand. This is your autonomous consumption. Aggregate demand starts from here and aggregate supply is this. And when these both lines meet, this point is known as equilibrium. And this is at 45-degree aggregate supply. Got it? We have two cases in this. First case is when aggregate demand is greater than aggregate supply. What will happen when aggregate demand is more than aggregate supply? So buyer want to purchase more because aggregate demand is higher. Then farms produce. So inventory will fall down. Got it? Below the desired level. So to restore the inventory, farms increase production and employment. Got it? Which will increase AD, which will increase AS, and this will increase up to that point when these both meet. Got it? Or until AD is equals to AS. Got it? I am repeating that. In case of aggregate demand is greater than aggregate supply, buyer wants to purchase more, but firm do not have that inventory. So inventory fall below the desired level, and to restore the level of inventory, firm increase production and employment, raising its income until aggregate demand is equals to aggregate supply. Got it? Now our second case is that when aggregate demand is less than aggregate supply. So goods remain unsold, causing intended inventory accumulation. Firms cut production and lay down of workers and reduce aggregate supply or income until aggregate demand is equals to aggregate supply. Got it? So this is our equilibrium income. AD is equals to AS. Here is our AS. AS is greater than AD, and here is AD is greater than AS. Got it? Now our second approach for equilibrium income finding is equals to saving is equals to investment approach, that is S is equals to I. We can do here that, see, first one is consumption plus investment is equals to consumption plus saving. We have cancelled consumption from consumption. Now investment is equals to saving. This is your derivation of formula, and this is an alternative and equivalent way of stating the same equilibrium condition. Since I have told you this, we have subtracted C from both sides. Now what is saving? Saving is a leakage. It is withdrawn money from the circular flow of income. This is in circular flow. Suppose this is an A, and A saves 5,000 money from its income, and this is its saving, and this income is now out of circular flow and remaining income will remain in the flow. So this is a leakage. Got it? And when the same person spend this money, this will known as an injection, or it will introduce or spend back the money into the flow. So equilibrium requires leakage is equals to injection. Planned leakage is equals to planned injections. This is our income, this is our investment, and this is our saving. So it starts from here, and where is equilibrium position when saving is equals to investment. This is saving function, this is investment function. Got it? And what will happen if saving is greater than investment? Households are saving more here than firms plan to invest. Consumption expenditure drops, leading to unsold stock. Firm reduces output, lowering its income until saving falls back to investment. Here saving falls back to investment. Now second is here output falls. Now second one is when saving is less than investment, then how it means that households save less and spend more money. Aggregate expenditure exceeds output. So firms expand their output and raise their income until S is equals to I. So ultimately we have to reach the equilibrium point, whether it is less, whether it is more, in any case. Got it? And in case of investment, we must have AD is equals to AS is equals to saving is equals to I is equals to Y. All will be equal in case of equilibrium of, got it? Equilibrium of income. The thing which I have told you formula now, AD is equal to AS is equal to S is equals to I. All this formula we will conclude from here. We will derive first of all a schedule. Schedule we will derive from autonomous consumption, MPC, and investment, that is I. So here autonomous investment is same. Income we will put first 100, 150, 250, 200, 250 and 300. Consumption is in autonomous consumption plus induced consumption. So when we will put value of Y in this equation, we will get consumption 100, 140. Got it? And saving is this. How we will calculate saving? We will get saving from income minus consumption. For example, 150 minus 140, that is 10. This we have given already I, and AD is equals to consumption plus I. Got it? So here is aggregate demand is greater than Y. What is aggregate demand? 130, and aggregate income is 100. Got it? Same here, excess demand Y will rise, excess demand Y will rise, but here aggregate demand is equals to aggregate income. This is 250 and this is also 250. Got it? So here Y is also 250, aggregate demand is also 250, aggregate supply is also 250. Got it? And saving is equals to investment, that is 30. In last slide I have told you, this is another thing. Saving is equals to investment is another thing. AD is equal to AS is equals to income is same thing, and saving is equals to income is same thing. So here AD, AS, income all is 250 and saving is equals to investment is only 30. Got it? So from schedule we can derive our equilibrium income like this. Now equilibrium income is by ADAS approach. You have given a consumption equation, that is 100 plus 0.75y, and your autonomous I is equals to 50. You have to calculate the equilibrium level of income. So how to calculate equilibrium level of income? First of all, what is equilibrium condition? Your consumption plus investment. Write down your consumption, write down your investment. From here we have to calculate value of Y, that is 600. Got it? This is your ADAS approach. Now comes your saving investment approach, or S is equals to I. When it comes to ADAS approach, then your consumption and investment, but when it comes to your saving investment, then saving is equals to investment. You have given your saving function, investment, equate both these functions, that is this, and calculate value of Y from here. This is your equilibrium income is 600. Got it? Equilibrium income will be same in both formulas. Now see, I have told you that we have to do a concept related to investment. That exactly concept is investment multiplier. So the multiplier shows that its name also dictate you multiply, so it multiply things. So the multiplier shows that how many times the equilibrium level of income changes for a given change in autonomous investment. A small initial rise in investment leads to much larger final rise in income. Got it? And formula for calculation of investment multiplier is equals to ratio of change in income to change in investment, or we can say investment multiplier is equals to 1 upon 1 minus MPC, or we can say 1 minus MPC is equals to MPS, or we can say 1 upon MPS. Got it? So why does this happen? An initial increase in investment become income for workers and suppliers. They in turn spend a part of their new income as per MPC, which becomes someone else's income. And the process repeats each round, adding a smaller amount to total income. Since MPC lies from 0 to 1, the value of multiplier is always greater than 1. Got it? So this is the thing which you have to keep in mind, that investment multiplier is always greater than 1. And how the multiplier works? For example, we have taken investment of 100 crore initially and MPC is 0.8. According to this, we have to calculate. So initial spending is our 100. Got it? And from this 100, how much we will consume? We will consume again MPC of income, that is 0.8 of 100, that is 80. From this 80, again we will consume its 0.8. So this is 64, again 8%, that is 51, again. So all this will end up to 500 crore. Got it? And how to calculate that, how much rounds will be there? So K is equals to 1 upon 1 minus MPC, that is 1 upon 0.2, this is 5. That means it will multiply initial spending to 5 times, that is 500 crore. And how to calculate change in income? That is K, that is your investment multiplier by change in investment. So investment multiplier is 5 and change in investment is 100, that is total 500 crores. Got it? And MPC and multipliers relationship is direct. The higher the MPC, the higher the value of multiplier, because more of each round extra income get re-spent. Got it? So relationship is MPS is equals to 1 minus MPC, or K is equals to 1 minus MPS. So wherever your MPC rise, K also rise. Got it? Or multiplier also rise. Here is when MPC is 1, K, when MPC is 0, then K is 1, MPC 0.5, K2, MPC 0.6, K 2.54. So investment multiplier is increases with MPC and it will reach up to infinity. Got it? So that's enough for today, and remaining topics we will study tomorrow. If you have any doubts, please tell me in the comment section. I will try to resolve it. See you in the next class.